Glory be to God. It is currently 10:32 in the evening on the 8th of July, and today I'd like to talk about Proverbs 27. Some of the things I'm going to go over today are humility. So let's start off with that first. So humility. Well, in the book of Proverbs, in chapter 27 and verse 2, it says, "Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth; a stranger, and not thine own lips." So, you shouldn't praise yourself, and you shouldn't think of these, deeds that may be good that you do to be like some like great deeds. You should be humble and think they're just like these mundane things. I believe I could be wrong on that, but you shouldn't praise yourself, and you shouldn't think of yourself to be like a do-gooder and some like a great person who's doing all these great things. As it literally says, let other people praise you and not yourself, but also don't do these things to seek other people's praise, because if you try to get satisfied from this world, then you'll never truly be satisfied. So you need to get the peace and the satisfaction from the Lord. And the second thing I'd like to talk about is good friendships, and that's again found in Proverbs 27 in verse 17, where it says, "Iron sharpeneth iron, so man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend." So this basically says the word countenance. I'm not actually too sure what it means when I search up, but countenance means countenance is a formal or literary word that refers to a person's face, their facial expression, or their general demeanor. So basically, you could say it's a behavior. So iron sharpeneth iron, so man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. So when you've got good friends, they'll kind of you'll sharpen each other, and you'll help each other to become like have stronger character, become closer to God, and to become wiser and kinder. Just like say if you surround yourself with wicked and evil people, then obviously you're not going to you're going to follow in their footsteps, basically, because you are who you surround yourself with, really, and you are what's in your thoughts. Because if you're also surrounding yourself with these people that do wickedness, these wicked thoughts are going to engulf your mind as well. And like you could say that you won't follow these people and you won't do what these people do, and that may be true, but most of the time that might not happen. Like, say if you're in a barber shop for long enough, you're most likely going to get your haircut right if you're in a room full of barbers like 24/7. So like the same goes for if you're around like people that don't do good like almost 24/7, you're going to eventually fall and follow in their footsteps. So you need to control who you're around and try out what's best to stay with people who walk wisely and walk in righteousness. Also in verse 20, it goes over something that is, I think, it's quite important nowadays as well. It talks about well, I'll read out. It says, "Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied." I think sometimes it can be good to strive for more, maybe, but in like a righteous way, because when your whole life is dedicated to you like achieving one goal, then you move on right to the next one. Because I'm sure sometimes like there's maybe been this goal that you've had for so long, and then once you achieve it, you maybe have the high of it for like a couple hours or maybe a couple days or weeks, but then eventually you move on to the next goal and think of that one as the be all end all. I don't know if any of you people watching this are kind of on in the online like kind of money making space, but one of the goals that people have is to maybe make their first like $1,000 month. They'll do that, they'll then want their $10,000 month, they'll do that, and they'll want $100,000 month, then they'll do that, and they want their $500,000, then $1,000,000 month, and it just keeps on becoming more and more and more and more. And sometimes people say that they've got this like number, by number I mean like the amount of money that they make to then make them stop and make them kind of retire. But then most of the time these people they reach that number and then maybe set a new number and say this is the final number, this is a be all end all, and they just keep on going and try to be satisfied with getting more and more and more, but it never truly satisfies them. It may satisfy the flesh, but is that lasting, satisfactory? It's not. But yeah, I honestly don't what else to talk about. I might just end the video here. I'm sorry it's not that great today. I already recorded another video earlier, but it was even worse than this one, so I decided to record it again. But yeah, I hope this can maybe help someone in some small way. But yeah, there's some other videos on this channel if you'd like to watch one. Maybe they'll help you, but hopefully I don't just kind of say the same things over and over. But anyways, I love you so much. God loves you even more. I hope you have a good afternoon, a good evening, a good night, whatever time it may be for you, and may the Lord God bless you. Bye.